Hey YouTube, back again. This time we're going to tear down this GTP38, rebuild it, and completely upgrade it. Let's get started. Here's the tools you're going to need. 12.8mm socket, 6.10mm, 6.16mm. This is also very handy, or you can just use a ratchet. This will spin those 12 points out. There's quite a few of them. Spin them out a lot quicker. Pair of vice grips. Rubber mallet. Ball peen hammer, steel. Inch-pound torque wrench, and any type of knife. Let's go ahead and get started on it. I'll start off with our Wastegate actuator. There's two nylock nuts on the back. That's what you're going to use your 10mm on. On the rod end right here, you got a small clip. You just take a knife, it pops right off. Now your wastegate actuator is ready to come off. Just pull that end off, pull it out of there. Okay, now we're going to take the front cover off. Use your 8mm 12 point. This should lift right off. Next thing we're going to do is get that turbine wheel out of there. That's 16mm, 6 point. Here's where your vice grips come in handy. Correction. Gotta take your exhaust housing off first. Back to your 8mm. Now we can get your turbine wheel out, or your compressor wheel. That's where the vice grips come in handy. You can do it however you want to. I'm replacing this whole assembly, so I'm gonna go ahead and use vice grips. Some people shove rags in there, other ways of doing it, but for me this is a lot quicker. It's not actually a bolt on there. It's rounded and it's got one flat side on it, so you can't get any type of socket or wrench on it. Let's see if this thing spins off. Your compressor wheel 16 millimeter. Okay, broke loose pretty easy. Now I can just hold the compressor wheel, or correction, the turbine wheel with my hand, spin it off my hand. Okay, once you get to this point, some people think you can drive that shaft through there and pull out that turbine wheel. Don't try that, it comes out a different way. All you're going to do is damage the shaft or bend it. Okay, now we're going to take off our 4 8mm for a backing plate. Too much of it left. It's where your bearings are and your seals. Some of your bearings. That's what they call the 270-degree thrust bearing. You can see it's got part of it cut out down here. When we upgrade it, we're going to go with a full 360 thrust bearing. This should just lift right out. It's hard to get to it with gloves. It's trying to come out. There we go. Come on. Okay, and I want to show you this. Only thing left in there is the seal now. Nothing on the back. Seal on the front. This bearing, number one, take note of which way it goes back in. You got a side right there that's got a lot of machining done to it, a lot of machine grooves in it. Okay. That is the side that goes down on your backing plate. It only goes in one way. Just remember that though. The side with the most machining goes down towards your backing plate. Then you have the other side simply has a 270-degree circle machined into it. It's pretty easy to remember. This part of it, it's got a little, I don't know what you call it, but they just slide together. It holds the bearing just like that. Real simple. Okay, you got your rubber seal still in there. I'm just going to use a knife very carefully, or you can use a pick set. Just pop it out. Rebuild kit's going to come with new seals anyway. It just comes right out. And that's your backing plate, completely broken down. Got this part left. Has 1, 2, 3, 4, 8mm 12 points. 2 of them's recessed back in these holes. 2 of them's exposed right here. Real simple. Never fails, your face starts itching when you're greasy. Okay, there's the last 2 bolts. This is where your hammer comes in, the steel hammer. This table's really lightweight. I don't know if it's going to take too much of a pounding. I'd have to take it outside or something. Okay, it's starting to separate. There it is. You got a little cup on here. It's a bearing spacer, it just fell out. Goes right inside like that. And on this side, I'll try to push it out. We'll pull the bearing spacer out. That's what it looks like. Got 2 hole drilled all the way through it. Almost looks like a castle on top. It's going to come out when you take this apart. Let's see. Should be able to punch it out. Oh hell, it fell out. There's your brass bearing. That was pretty easy. That takes care of that. Okay, now all we have left is this snail and your turbine wheel. Just lifts right out. You got a brass bearing right there. Just seats down like that. Once you take that brass bearing off, that's it. All the rest of it is one piece. That's how they come. If you get a balanced assembly, you're going to have your, of course, your bearings on here and everything. And this will have to come off to assemble it. But it's going to look something like this. Turbine wheel, compressor wheel. Now I'm going to show you some of the parts of this upgrade kit and compare them to the factory stuff. Right now that's just a hollow shell. There's nothing left in it. There's your wastegate. Part of your wastegate. Okay. The only part I don't have in new for the upgrade kit is this. I ordered it from KC Turbos. It's coming in the next couple days. I'll get on video and show you that too, the difference in it, because there is differences in these two. A lot of people just replace their compressor wheel. This makes a big difference too. KC Turbos is actually thicker than this. It's taller, I should say. It's no bigger around, or it wouldn't fit in the upgraded case, because the turbine side of it's the same size, but it is taller, so it's going to have more surface area on the fins, and they say it moves a lot more air, gets that turbo spinning up faster. Okay, there's your factory compressor wheel. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 single fins. Get a good look at it. Mine, it's got some damage right there. Tip's torn off, and that tip is bent. I think you can see that. Don't have much damage. When it was in the truck, it ran just fine. I didn't notice anything. It didn't have any shaft play or anything like that in it, so it ran just fine with them little chips. I'm sure it was, of course, it can't be balanced with missing a little bit of the fin, but it didn't hurt it. It ran just fine. Okay, here is, take these gloves off because this stuff is new. Here is the wheel, the compressor wheel that comes with the standard upgrade kit. I added an upgrade on the upgrade kit and got a forged billet wheel. They're both same design as far as fins. They're 6+6 design. You can see you've got basically 2 fins right next to each other. And there's 6 of those, or 6+6, I should say. You got a larger fin and then a smaller fin. Here's your billet one. Same design, 6+6. This one's threaded. It'll screw right onto the shaft, just like the factory one. Just spin it on. I do believe it's got right hand threads. Yeah, it does. Right hand threads just like the factory one. This one, the cast one, don't have any threads in it, so it's just going to slide on, and it comes with a nut, 12-point nut right there to hold it on. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Bearings are upgraded also in the kit. Where'd my bearing go? There it is. Okay, like we talked about a minute ago, 270 degree. Comes in your factory turbo. That's your 360 degree bearing. Same thing I was talking about. You have that machine circle on that side that faces up away from your backing plate. There's the one that has more machining done and little grooves coming out to the side. So same design, it's just 360 degrees. They say it oils it better. One thing I did notice, actually they are very similar. Yeah, basically the other parts. That's your factory one, oiling holes on it. Same thing. I thought they had a little difference in them, but they don't. They're actually almost exactly the same. This has got a little more material on it. It's made just a little bit different, and it comes with this piece right here. And when we do the install video, I'll show you all that. Okay, that's enough for the bearings. What else do we got? We'll go through everything that comes with this. Factory intake, 4 inches on that end, 3 on that end. Upgraded intake, 4 inches all the way through. It's the same one that comes on the Garrett GTP38R. It's the exact same intake. It's the same one that came on my KC turbo also. And it's a tight fit on that KC turbo. I'm sure it's going to be on this one too. Okay. There's your deleted pedestal. You have to buy this extra. It doesn't come with the upgrade kit. Pretty simple. I'll show you the factory one too. This is real easy. There's where your O-rings go, and then you just got 2 bolts right there and right there. 2 bolts that bolt your turbo to the pedestal, and them 2 O-ring seals is what seals the oil that lubricates it. Very, very simple. There's your factory pedestal. That rod sticking out and that round cylinder, that's where it leaked from. That's why it's all oily and greasy. This is your I thought that spun. I guess not. No, I don't. Anyway, that's the difference. Rod's been deleted. Cylinder's been deleted. Cleaner and simpler design. It don't leak on the deleted pedestal. All right. Exhaust housing. Parts in here. There's your factory one. That's your actual valve in there. Exhaust back pressure valve. I think the reason they put that in there is to heat up your exhaust temperatures on a cold start. It's an emissions thing for cleaner emissions. That's why you can just completely delete it when you do aftermarket stuff. Upgraded one, just took it off. A lot better airflow. Other than that, it's the exact same design. It bolts straight up to your housing. This is the biggest improvement right here in your kit. Front cover. Got a 4-inch inlet. And a surge ring inside here. The factory turbo, when you was hard on the throttle and let off quick, you'd hear it start barking. What I call barking. Trying to bleed off the pressure. It's actually called turbo surge. This one won't do that. It bleeds it off through these vents right here where they milled them out. There's a shot of that. You got an O-ring seal right there. Same as the factory. No different. That's the same size. has to be, it bolts up to your up pipe collector, so you really can't change the size of that. No seals on the inside. Pretty simple stuff. That's a 4-inch opening too. Here's a better look at your factory one. Three-inch intake. No anti-surge porting. Everything else is the same. A little different design on the inside, right here. Doesn't matter though. It doesn't change anything. Let's see. I believe that's all the parts I got. Once the turbine wheel comes in, we'll do a comparison to that. Like I said, the only difference is the KC Turbos one is a little bit taller, same diameter, but it's supposed to be a good upgrade for the GTP38. Here's your factory Wastegate actuator. It's nothing but stamped steel. They say it's set at 25 pounds. Here's your upgraded billet one, set at 35 pounds. This thing came with 2 rod ends. I couldn't figure out why. Now I know. One hole's bigger than the other. And here's why. Comes with this big one on it. There we go. The big one does not actually fit on your wastegate. It's too thick. Yeah, that one is thin. Now, I've heard of people having problems with this. They only had one of them. They had to modify it. That one's thicker, so it covers up the little slot where your clip goes. This one, the thinner one, fits on there just like factory. You can still get your clip on. So if you see your kit, if you get a kit and it comes with 2 of them, that's why.